Hello, movement makers. So much I want to say. I got 10 minutes. Let's make it count. 1 year ago, September of 2022, I was on track to becoming a partner of one of the mid-sized accounting firms right here in Montreal. Well, in Montreal, I'm in Toronto. But when I looked at all the people who were the partners in the company, they didn't seem happy. I looked at it and I could see my life, what my life would look like 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the road. And that didn't seem attractive to me. That's not the person I want to be. But the reason I was able to turn that down, the reason I was able to say no to that opportunity was because 2 years prior, I had taken control of my finances. I had put myself in a position where I had the choice to say yes or no. I know a lot of you right now, right here, there are some moves that you want to make. There are lots of things that you want to do, but you're not able to do that because your finances are not in order. The thing that I want to ask you is, imagine what your life would be like. Imagine what your life would be like if you didn't have to worry about finances, if money was not an issue right now. What are the moves you would be making? What are the things you would be doing? What are the choices you would be making? If you didn't have to receive the money that you receive from your job right now, or if you didn't have to worry about it, would you be doing the same job that you're doing? For most people, the answer is going to be no. For a lot of people, the answer is no. And so I ask you, if that's not the choice you're going to make, then why are you making that choice right now? 2 years before making that decision, I was $60,000 in personal debt. Between my husband and I, we had a lot of debt. And I came across information that to me was information that was very transformational. I made a choice. I made a choice to take a step back in order to be able to move forward. And so you might be at a place where you have to make that choice. You might have to step back in order to be able to move forward. What does that look like for you? You might not even know that that's what you need to do. So the thing I want to invite you to do is to create awareness for yourself. Creating awareness for yourself simply means that go back and look at the past 3 months, for example. Look at the past 3 months of your expenses and figure out, where has my money actually been going? Take your credit card statement, take your personal bank account statements, any of those things that, just go back and look at your finances and see how you have spent your money over the past 3 months. Categorize them. You would be surprised at the way that your money has been spent. For me, when I did that exercise, I was surprised at how much money I was spending on Amazon. I was surprised at how much money I was spending on restaurants. And I was surprised at how much money I was spending buying gadgets, which I love, and I still buy them, but that's a choice right now. So it's about doing that exercise for yourself, figuring out exactly how am I spending my money. And once you've done that exercise, you ask yourself, if I continue to do exactly what I'm doing right now, how is my life going to be different 1 year down the road, or 2 years down the road, or 3 years down the road? Once you do that exercise, you create a clear picture for yourself. It's first about creating that awareness. Now, you see that if you continue to do exactly what it is you've been doing, then 2 years down the road, you're probably going to be in the same place. But if you want to be at a different place 2 years down the road, then what are the choices you need to make now? What are the changes that you need to make right now in order to be able to create that life for yourself that you want to create? When we looked at it for ourselves, I said, on my credit card statement, it said, if I continue to spend money the way I'm spending, the credit card statement tells you, if you only pay your minimum payment on your credit card, it's going to take you X amount of years to be out of it. And once you look at that, for me, it said 25 years based on the amount of the balance that I had on my credit card. It said if I continue to use it that way, it said 25 years. Coach Kathy says it said 27 years for her. So there are people who are making minimum payments on their credit cards. There are people who don't even pay the attention to how their money is going, but yet they want to make moves. If you want to make a move, you need to put yourself in the position to be able to make that move. So whatever your debt is, be it credit card debt, be it student loans, be it car loans, whatever it is, those things, those choices, those things are preventing you from being able to make the moves that you can make. For us, when we had paid off our debt, because every single month, by the time money got into our account, it was allocated to, it had a place where it had to go. And I remember very well that the month that we finally finished paying off the debt and money got into my bank account and my husband's bank account, and it didn't go anywhere. I'm like, is this how much money we actually had? That was the day that I felt like all of this thing that I have been doing, this is the payoff. You have to have a future that is so much more exciting for you that you're willing to go through the pain of the discomfort right now, of not caring what people think about you, of not caring that you're going to be driving a beat up car right now, of not caring that you have to work extra hours, of not caring that you can't go to the restaurant when all your friends are going. You have to make that choice for yourself. But only if what it is that you're looking at in the future is so much more exciting than the discomfort that you're going to have of not fulfilling those short-term satisfaction. It has to be a choice that you make for yourself. So once you've created that awareness and you know how long it's going to take for you to be in debt if you continue to do the things that you're doing, you have to make a declaration. For me, I told my husband, between the two of us, we said, you know what? If there's anything that we cannot pay off within a 2-year period, it has to go. And I literally called the dealership. And I asked them, hey, this car that I bought from you, which in looking at my finances, I realized I had signed a $45,000 car, only in looking at it. But when we looked at it and I said, if there's anything that we cannot pay off within 2 years, it has to go. We called the dealership and I said, okay, this car right now, the balance on it is $39,000. If I were to give it back to you, how much would you pay me for it? And they said, well, we're going to pay you $25,000 for the car, even though I owe $39,000. And it's a question of, is that how much? Is that how long? Or does this having this car, does it mean so much more to me than the future that I'm trying to build? And I made a commitment to myself and I said, I am going to pay this up within a 2-year period so that I can make the move that I want to make. I am going to get out of debt within this amount of time so that I can make the moves that I want to make. So it's for you right now. Look at your finances, look at the things, and look at where your money is going. Look at how you're bleeding yourself, and look at how much the choices you're making right now are depriving you of the things that you could be doing for yourself. And you might have to take a step back in order to go take a step forward. That means finding extra ways of making income. It might mean picking up extra shifts at your work, but so that you can give yourself a 2-year period, for example, pay everything off so that you can free up your finances so that you can then invest in the things that you want to do. If it's to build your movement, you have the money to go build your movement. If it is to stay home and not work, but we're movement makers, that's not something we want to do. So create for yourself that awareness, create for yourself that flexibility so that you can make the choices you want to make and so that you can go and create the moves that you want to make. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be very hard. People are going to talk about you because now you're driving a beat up car, but you got to love yourself so much more than you care about what people say about you in order to go ahead and make those moves.